So this is my prediction video number 2 of Morbius. This is AC Starlord, aka Austin. Welcome to my channel. And basically, this is the one I'm going to be talking about where I'm breaking down what the director said. And someone else is going to break it down for you instead of me and make it more understandable. So, my other prediction is that, of course, he's a doctor, so we get to see a little bit of him becoming a doctor, well, him doing his doctor thing and all that stuff, doing what he enjoys doing for life. Also, that I mentioned, might see schooling. Hopefully, we see schooling of that too. He goes to school, but whatever they show, I hope it's great. But another prediction is that hopefully they have some type of suction on his hands. I know from another video that I watched today, they said there was no suction on the hands, but maybe those are very good sources too. They're nerds too. Um, but maybe the person that saw it early didn't really focus on his hands. So hopefully maybe there's some suction cups like the cartoon and the comic books, because it makes it easier to suck on plasma than it does in the teeth. But if he does a teeth thing, that's cool. Also, I just hope it's great. Those are some of my predictions there. Hopefully, um, he craves plasma more than he does in the cartoon, because that's the only way he becomes the living vampire. And those are my predictions for that. So I'm about to get you guys ready for what I'm about to talk about next. Is kind of spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, only stick to this part of the video that I'm talking about. But if you want to be spoiled, then yeah.
You're in so much pain.
I am. Spider-Man fans, I don't know what is happening. I think Sony has officially lost it. We gave them too much of our money from Spider-Man No Way Home. I have no idea why, but as of me making this video and releasing it out to you guys, Morbius is still about a week away from its public release, but Sony and the people involved with Morbius have decided to say, screw all of that, we're gonna answer all your spoilerish questions about Morbius and how it connects to the larger Spider-Verse. That includes basically ruining the post-credit scene. I am not kidding right now. Bully Maguire must be the CEO of Sony right now, because he's just letting everything slip left and right. So exactly what I'm going to be doing here for you guys in this video is, yes, the director of Morbius has gone ahead and done an interview answering some questions about how Morbius connects to the Spider-Universe. Some of these were like tipping on the edge of spoiler territory, but then like the final couple questions is just flat out ruining the post-credit scene. So you could say most of this video is spoilerish. I'm telling you, Sony themselves and the director are willing to just give this information out publicly before the movie's released. So I don't see why we shouldn't talk about it. Heck, if anything, they're probably saving you a couple of bucks if you don't want to watch the movie. So you Spider-Man fans need to give me your opinions down below. What do you think of Morbius and Sony just flat out going ahead and ruining stuff about this movie a week before its release? Do they really just not care at all, or have such little faith on this Morbius movie that they're just like, just tell the people what happens and then we'll move on to the next one? So diving into it again, some of this stuff is minor spoilers, and then when we get to the real big spoilers, I will go ahead and warn you guys, just in case if you're someone who still wants to go flat out and see Morbius. Alright, but the director of Morbius went ahead and did an interview with Cinema Blend, and they have it titled here, "Attention Spider-Man fans, we have a special Friday treat. Morbius movie director Daniel Espinosa agreed to answer every juicy question you have about Spider-Man, Venom, Vulture, and all the Marvel Easter eggs in the upcoming movie. Are you ready? Spoilers in the thread. Mind you, Morbius will not be released for another week." How's this helping? So, the first question they asked right off the bat is, what universe does Morbius take place in? Where the director answered, Morbius lives in the same universe as Venom. This is the universe we saw Venom exit at the end of Venom Let There Be Carnage and return at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home. Breaking that down right there, okay, so that already conflicts with some of the stuff that we've been hearing off the side. If you guys watched my previous video, there were rumblings going around that Morbius was set in his own universe. Now, we know that isn't necessarily the case, but then again, we've heard that reactions coming out of Morbius, people seem very confused to where Morbius takes place in that universe. So I'm assuming they probably will keep that Venom joke that we've been seeing in the trailers. That also lets us know that maybe all these other upcoming movies, Kraven the Hunter with Aaron Taylor Johnson and the Madam Web film, could also be in the Venom universe instead of their own separate universes like we were thinking. Glad that's been cleared up. Doesn't completely ruin the movie for me, just lets us know what universe it's in. That was okay. Then, of course, he was asked the million-dollar question everyone wants to know: is there a Spider-Man in Venom's universe, aka Morbius's universe? The director says, of course. Jumping off that question, they followed it up with, okay, so which Spider-Man exists in Venom's universe? And he says, it is my understanding that the audience will discover that answer soon. And you know what? That's actually kind of exciting. From everything we've been hearing, since Morbius is already screened in the UK and they've had a fan screening, Spider-Man is not...
So, there's a Spider-Man that answer, and I think it's probably going to be another Peter Parker or a different Spider-Man that they want to put out there. But they do another Peter Parker, hopefully it's a clone called Ben Reilly.
To show up anywhere in Morbius. So just get that out of your head and enjoy Morbius as a standalone film. But it's good to know that...
Just a few questions.
I can save you some time. I've had over 30,000 drinks. I don't really chew my food.
Oh, that they do plan to introduce a Spider-Man in that universe, and from everything we've been hearing, it's not going to be Tom, it's not going to be Andrew, and it's not going to be Toby. It seems like they're going to be introducing their own different Spider-Man into the Sony universe, but with them saying that they'll answer that question soon, it's like, how soon? Because after Morbius, next Spider-Man universe film isn't until Kraven the Hunter. So could it be in Kraven the Hunter we find out who the new Spider-Man is? Or is Sony just going to go ahead and make an announcement and say, this person is the new Spider-Person of the Sony universe? I'm still holding out hope that it's Toby or Andrew, but there is a Spider-Person out there, and all we know is that they're eventually going to tell us who, but it's not going to be in Morbius. And then he was asked some schmancy-pancy question about Morbius's powers and how they work in the movie, and this is like a prime example about what I meant. Sony, you are treating the Morbius movie like a dangling of the carrot of Spider-Man connections, that literally this question in the entire thread is the least liked and interacted with fans because they could care less about Morbius right now and that universe, because you have based this entire movie off showing off Easter eggs and a grand connection to Spider-Man that we now know is barely there. But from there is where we move on to the questions that I do just want to warn you guys, these are now the very spoilerish answers to what will be happening by the end of Morbius. Basically ruins the post-credit scene. So if you're still someone who plans to go see Morbius and doesn't want to know about that and at least wants to have one surprise in the film, come back and watch this later. So now with that out of the way, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like I was telling you guys, they had a fan screening over in the UK, and just like with what happened with Venom Let There Be Carnage, the post-credit scene was let out to the public. Everyone now knows what the final two scenes are. I was doing my best just to avoid all of it because I know I'm gonna see Morbius either way, and I would like to have at least one surprise in the movie, but with this interview and literally everyone else just posting it online, it got ruined for me. And seeing how Sony and the director really don't care to spoil this for the audience a week before release, I'm going to talk about it. So to understand this next question, I'm going to describe to you now the post-credit scenes. The first one says, the first one starts with a purple space time riff at the end of No Way Home, as everyone gets pulled out of the MCU to other universes. Adrian Toomes, that's Vulture, gets pulled out from the MCU to whatever universe Morbius is set.
So basically what he's saying there is Adrian Toomes' Vulture gets pulled into Morbius, and well, I'm going to leave it off just to me to explain this because it's pretty much explanatory from here. So basically, Adrian Toomes, Vulture, gets into the world of Morbius by the spell in No Way Home. And the villains from No Way Home happen to be pop into the Venomverse. Now they explain that the Vulture is a resourceful guy. So basically, at the very end of this movie, there's two in-credit scenes where Vulture is going to, or either getting arrested or not getting arrested or not getting arrested, what I heard, and the police officers don't know what to do because he just popped in their universe, tying to Morbius like they need to connect with each other. And then the next one with Michael Keaton's Vulture, basically saying the Vulture saying we need to team up. And Morbius agrees, but he has the same suit from on No Way Home. I mean, he has the same suit from Homecoming, but they say, oh, it's resourceful. He's a resourceful guy, so that explains why his suit's different from um, Homecoming, but also doesn't explain why he's in the movie, but he's in the movie itself because of the spell and the transformation of No Way Home. So that's pretty much kind of the spoilers of that, and all the other stuff that he mentioned in this. And if that spoils anything for you, I'm sorry, but they already had this interview on Twitter and all over the world, already online. So it's not much of a spoiler anymore, is it? When the director spoils everything for you, a director should not be doing that at all. He should have kept this film pristine and clean and ready for people to watch. Um, like, you know how you go to a baby's baptism and it's the baby has to be clean and all stuff before the priest splashes water on the baby to baptize it. He needs to do the same thing with Morbius. He needs to keep the movie clean and let people come to the baptism of Morbius and let us enjoy the movie instead of baptizing it already and spoiling every other thing in the world to us about this movie. If you want to look more at this video, go to see 3C Films, and you can watch the rest of this video. That's clipped into this video. His name is Chris. Just give him a follow too. He's really good on He's really good at movie news and stuff like that, from Sonic to Spider-Man to Halloween to horror movies and all that stuff. So give him a shout out. Yeah. So if you like this video, you should like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Leave a comment or so. And yeah, and the next time you see a Morbius video should be me seeing Morbius this Saturday. Most likely. Hopefully. So yeah. Peace out.